This week in GTA Online, players have the chance to grab two pretty thrilling vehicles for $0 and boost your car collection here. One is going to be a sleek tuner's car that excels in drifting with excellent handling once it gets going, and the other is celebrated for its high-speed thrills as well as top-tier drifting capabilities as well. Both of these vehicles I think offer significant savings and also the promise to inject some extra excitement into your GTA Online grinding and gameplay during this Thanksgiving weekend, so if you plan on playing at all, these are definitely some cars you're going to want to check out. We're going to be checking out their customization options, we're going to review their performance, and put them to the test on the track so that you can get a full comprehensive review of both of these cars and see if they're worth pursuing on your end or not. So jumping in, we have the Diamond Casino Podium vehicle this week, which is the Dinka RT3000. Comes with a cost of $1,715,000 MSRP, or with the trade price, you can get it for $1,286,250 off of Southern San Andreas Super Autos. This car released with the Los Santos Tuners DLC update, and this car in GTA honestly demonstrates really good top speed and acceleration. The performance is going to be marred at a dig by its poor traction. I think it gets, you get a little bit of wheel spin, but nothing crazy. It does pick up very fast, and then that's going to hinder the car's initial acceleration, but like I said, once you get in motion, this car is going to quickly catch up to its competitors, and the handling is really awesome. I find that you're able to be like very, very confident while driving this car. You have very precise and sharp steering feel. You don't really run into much oversteer, but it can catch you off guard, and it is possible to kind of snap to oversteer, so just always keep that in the back of your head while you're driving, that it can happen, and prepare accordingly. It's also probably just a little bit too sharp in terms of its turning because, maybe you misjudge a turn or something like that. Braking, on the other hand, is very, very good. You could stop this vehicle faster than most tuners' cars from that DLC update from High Speeds, and honestly outperform class leaders like the Calico GTF, for example. And then interestingly enough here, despite some players may find that the RT3000 has a little bit of traction deficiencies, honestly, like I said, precise steering, I think it's just an amazing vehicle, both for normal driving and drifting. Quick back-to-back turns are sufficient to initiate a drift with this car, and their counter steering to maintain your drift is super easy, so it's a great beginner's drifting and tuners vehicle. And for any enthusiast in the game who likes tuners cars, this is going to be a must-buy. So with that being said, let's take it to the track and see how it performs. Here is my Dinka RT3000, ladies and gentlemen. This is basically what I'm working with. I tried to get it as close as possible to Suki's S2000 from Too Fast, Too Furious, but obviously with the customization options that we have in terms of the livery, we can't get it identical. We can't get like the really bright chrome colored rims she's got, so I decided to opt for white rather than like a dull alloy or like darker stone silver. She also has like split 10s, I'm pretty sure, but the split 10s in this game don't look anything like the rims in the movie that she has on her car, so I opted for just Dinka SPL rims to match. Of course, this is a Dinka vehicle. This is as close as I can get it, honestly. Maybe you guys could do a little bit of a better job getting a little bit closer. It would be nice if I could make the edges of the seats white. I feel like that would be nice, but nonetheless, this is what we're rocking with right here. Let's head on over to the track and see what time we can set. All right, so we are here at my track. I'm gonna set my stopwatch very soon. The other thing I wanted to mention is I also can't make the spoiler purple. This is pretty similar to the spoiler she rocks in the actual movie. Not identical, but it would be great if I could have made that pink as well. But nonetheless, we're going to do our custom track here. We're going to try and set maybe like a sub 3-minute time because this car actually does pick up speed kind of fast. It's pretty quick. 3, 2, 1. Let's get started. Just jam on the gas. We're going to get a little bit of wheel spin, but we hook up essentially right away. We got like a quarter second of wheel spin, and we're just going to see how we can do. I'm recording basically, it's Wednesday night when I'm recording this right now. We just got the weekly update news, so I'm making this video. Tomorrow morning, I got to wake up for the weekly update guide, which you guys will be seeing on Thursday. We cover the Black Friday discounts as well. I'm going to need to make that video tomorrow on Thursday, but of course you guys are watching, well, the Black Friday video on Friday, and this you're seeing on Saturday. So I'm kind of rushing to make as much content as possible before I gotta head, and drive 4 hours to visit some family for the Thanksgiving holiday. But nonetheless, this car feels very good to drive. It feels quick. It feels nimble. As you can see, this car has incredible traction. It doesn't really feel like it slides at all. We're taking these turns, mind you, my foot is basically on the accelerator this whole time, or my finger's on the trigger to be accelerating this car. I'm holding the gas down, and we're not having trouble with traction at all. We can like whip ourselves around these turns, no sort of sliding or slippage. If we try and go to the max possible turning on this car, you will hear the tires squealing, but there really is no indication of this car losing traction. I feel very confident driving this vehicle, so I'm really excited to get to this part of the course where, you know, you're going up and down in elevation and also left and right, and that's throwing weight all around the vehicle. You gotta, you know, focus on weight transfer and things like that. All I can say is that I'm just very, very impressed with the performance of this car so far. It's actually been a while since I've driven it here in this game. It's honestly been, man, oh, that crash isn't good. I forget how long it's been since I took this car out of my garage, but it has been a hot minute. So to see this type of performance, I'm very happy with, especially considering once we check out the Karen Futo GTX, you'll see the difference in performance. That car was actually, it was surprising when I reviewed it a month ago, and you guys are just going to see that same gameplay just because I need to save a little bit of time while making these videos so I can make sure I have consistent content out for you guys this weekend. But all I can say about this Dinka RT3000 is that it feels very responsive while driving. It feels very rewarding too. You just feel like you're in control of this car. And may I say, this car makes the appearance that you're actually a better driver than you actually are, because, you know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I am just a very average GTA Online driver, I guess, and player. But when it comes to driving with this car, I feel like I can maintain speed really well. Look at that very controlled drift. I mean, we entered that drift unintentionally, so the rear end just kicked out a very, very small amount, but it was so smooth and we maintained control. We didn't wipe out or anything, so just for me being an average driver in this game, the fact that we could drive this well with this car, it's very confidence inspiring, you know? So we are coming up on the end of our track once I cross this intersection. This is going to be a 2-minute and 51-second car, which is well below 3 minutes, which is just where I wanted to be. You know, it could have been a little bit faster. If I didn't crash, this probably could have been sub 2 minutes 50 seconds. But honestly, a very, very fun car to drive here in GTA Online. I highly recommend you pick it up. Next up, we have the LS Car Me prize ride for the week, which is the Karen Futo GTX, and it's normally priced at $1.59 million or $1.192 million with the trade price, again from Southern San Andreas Super Autos. It released as part of the Los Santos Tuners update, and to secure this vehicle this week, you need to place top 3 in LS Car Meet Series races for 4 days in a row. Interestingly enough, just a month ago, this was also the prize ride, I'm pretty sure, so it is kind of a repeat, but honestly, this car is good. It's celebrated for its impressive speed and exhilarating acceleration like I was talking about with the intro of today's video. The GTX is also going to be a standout car because you get good drifting capabilities around corners, but the one problem, similar to its predecessor, is that the Futo GTX is susceptible to damage from heavy impacts, any sort of crash, things like that. The wheels are prone to misalignment after repeated collisions, and that's going to obviously impair your handling with this car. In competitive racing, this car also has a natural inclination to drift during turns, which some players may see as a hindrance compared to a more stable car, but it doesn't mean it's not fun. You get a little bit of a body roll during the corners and things like that that may challenge its race performance, but despite all these like seemingly small drawbacks I'm trying to point out to give you, you know, just like an honest opinion of it, the Futo GTX is a very, very fun car to drive. Again, it's good for drift enthusiasts and basically anyone out there who appreciates its agile and spirited driving style in this game. So once again, let's take it out to the track. And here is the Karen Futo GTX, ladies and gentlemen, your LS Car Meet prize ride for this week. I think I was able to make this a little bit more of another tuner style vehicle. I tried to match the theme of course, the Conjo SJ. Not necessarily that these are like full tuners cars, but they are tuners style vehicles. So here we go. You know, it's a 3-door coupe, I guess, because that rear trunk really realistically counts as a door in the game, funny enough, if you look at the game files. Yellow and black plate to match the black and as well as the yellow livery. We have just alloy wheels, but I went with some street, I forget, these are like concave steely wheels or something like that. And overall, just more of like a stock appearance with this car. Of course, you have the flip-up headlights, which is nice. And I think just from the way this car is tuned, we're going to be getting a slightly better time than the Conjo SJ. But let's confirm that or not by taking it to the track, seeing how we do. And here we are at the track. So let's give this car a nice little rev. Sounds better than the Conjo SJ in my opinion. It is rear-wheel drive, which I forgot to mention earlier. But let's start our timer. And 3, 2, 1, go. Let's take off. About the same wheel spin as the Conjo SJ, but already you could see there's like way more power with this vehicle. It's just very apparent as you're driving, which is really nice. I'm happy about that. I'm a little bit nervous though because this car is very slidey. It's not like uncontrollably slidey, but more slidey than you'd want with a rear wheel drive car. So you just got to be careful. What's cool is you can get some nice drifts. So if you're a player out there who likes to drift around in this game, this is gonna be the car for you, for sure. Same with the Cayo SJ in a sense. But for like normal track driving, whoa, we gotta watch it right there. See how it likes to just slightly, not step out on you in a way that's gonna put you off the car, but it's very nice and controlled. But we just don't wanna do that all the time just in case we slide right off the road. But it is fun. I'd say this car can offer you a very thrilling driving experience. I don't even have drift upgrades or anything on this car. This is just the Futo GTX, you know, with max engine upgrades, brake, turbo, transmission, all that. It's fun, man. I have a smile on my face. I hope you can tell. With the Cayo SJ, I was just like, you know, I'm not feeling it. This thing's fun. I love the Futos in GTA. The Futo, like the normal Futo in GTA 4 was a thrill to drive. Then we had the normal Futo in this game, and then Rockstar eventually released the Futo GTX, and oh, that's unfortunate. I will be honest. I was hoping I wouldn't crash this car, and sadly I did. So let's keep going around the track. Right now we're 1 minute and 32 seconds on the clock right here. Let's see how we could perform around this. Whew. Okay, that time, it did get away from me a little bit. I had to like double take and catch it. I had to brake and everything. You could tell this car wants to, it wants to drift, and it's fun. I'm not the best driver in this game. I wouldn't even say I'm a fantastic driver in this game. I'm just an average driver, honestly. Like, you know, I don't do races or anything like that. Like way back in the day, I used to when my friends used to play this game with me, but I can never get them to play GTA on PC with me. Anyways, you know, I'm not like an above average driver by any means, you know, and especially I don't know the racing lines with anything. I mean, with this track, I could force it, but like just in general, racing lines with other tracks in this game, I don't do that stuff, right? So I would say that I'm an average driver, and this thing is fun, and I feel like I'm performing kind of well with it, right? So if all that to say, if you are an above average driver and you're good at driving cars in this game, then you do really well with this car, I'd imagine. You can control it, you could do all the drifts without having any risk of spinning out. I'm sort of all over the track right now. 2 minutes, 41 seconds on the clock. We're gonna beat the Cayo SJ. We're gonna get here maybe in the next 20 seconds. Man, if we can get at least 5 seconds quicker than the Cayo SJ, that would be awesome. I feel like a lot of these drifts are slowing us down in a sense, but this car definitely feels quicker to accelerate, and it feels like it has a higher top speed too. Oh yeah, we're gonna beat the Cayo SJ by almost 10 seconds here. Boom, 3 minutes, 5 seconds. So 7 seconds officially, but if we subtract the time from the Cayo SJ, where, you know, I said it would probably be 307, 308, and we subtract another 5 seconds off of here from all the drifting, like, we'd be about the same. We'd be about 10 seconds ahead. So honestly, I think the Futo GTX is pretty awesome. Yeah, it's a little bit hefty of a requirement this week, but just do some drag races, and you'll be pretty much good to go. This vehicle is fun, man. And look at the drifts you can initiate here. Just start drifting to the left, pull your analog stick to the right a little bit, and you can kind of drift forever. Now I'm kind of messing it up, but this thing's fun, dude. Enjoy it.